Hello! In this tutorial, I'll introduce you to importing drawing files and models created in other tools into DesignBuilder, including 2D DXF floor plans and elevations, Bitmap-type drawings such as PDF, and gbXML and IDF files. I'll start by showing you how to import 2D drawings. DesignBuilder enables you to import DXF files plus a number of bitmap file types. These can be seen by navigating to the Import menu. You can import DXF, PDF, BMP, JPEG, GIF and TIFF files. Note that bitmap drawings contain no attributes, so they often need to be scaled and also do not have the data to use endpoint snaps. However, they can still be an effective option for rapid geometry entry in DesignBuilder. I will focus on DXF files in this session, and you can find details on how to import bitmap file types in DesignBuilder's Program Help. When importing 2D drawings, it's always preferable to use a DXF file when available, as DFX files contain attributes. This means that DXF files are automatically imported at the correct scale, and they also enable you to use DXF snaps to quickly locate the endpoints of perimeter surfaces. Most common industry CAD programs allow you to save drawings as DXF files that can be imported into other tools, such as DesignBuilder. I will now show you how to import and use a DXF file. I will browse the file location here, select the required file, and then specify the insertion scale units here. For this file, I know it was created in millimeters, so I'll leave it as is set. Then, I specify the attachment height here, which I'll leave set to 0 to enable me to draw the first block on the ground floor. If you want to import the drawing to use as a guide for drawing external surfaces or partitions in upper story blocks, simply set the correct height here. Then, click Next. Moving the layers screen to one side allows us to see all the enabled layers on the imported plan here. We can see the impact of turning off layers that we don't need to define the block perimeter or internal layout. This can be very useful to help simplify large complex plans with many layers. See for example how the furniture layers disappears from view when switched off. Then click Finish. I can now add a building in the normal way using the DXF snaps. I will leave the options set to default. I will change the perimeter shape to rectangle so I can draw the perimeter quickly in just 2 clicks. Note that I am drawing the geometry to the external face of the external walls because this model has the default simple geometry convention set for general simulation. You must understand how geometry convention templates work in DesignBuilder before you create geometry, as some codes and standards require you to use different conventions. This is covered in the construction tutorial, so please refer to that if you are not yet familiar with geometry conventions in DesignBuilder. The purple DXF snaps allow me to select the endpoints and intersection points on the plan I just imported. Note that the DXF snaps are switched on by default, but can be switched off in point snaps. I could now use the floor plan and DXF snaps to draw partitions and create zones in the block. How to draw partitions will be covered in the next tutorial. You can move imported floor plans onto other surfaces in the model after selecting them. You can also import facade drawings. Simply import them as you would a floor plan, then select the imported facade drawing and move it onto a vertical surface to use as a guide for drawing windows and doors onto surfaces, for example. You can remove an imported floor plan via the Edit menu and selecting Remove DXF Data. I will now move on to discuss DesignBuilder's gbXML and IDF file import and export capabilities, which enable interoperability with other software tools. This allows you to import models created in other software, including BIM or other energy modelling tools that support these data exchange mechanisms. DesignBuilder's gbXML and IDF import options are the same, so I'll only show a gbXML file import. To import a gbXML file, navigate to the File menu, Import, and select the Import 3D Model option. The file type by default is set to gbXML. I'll browse to the file location and select a file. Then, click Next. You can preview the model before it is imported. There are a range of options that enable you to customize the import on this dialog, and they are explained in the program help using the search term Import 3D Model. At the bottom of that help page, you can access a tutorial that explains the import process in more detail. I will click on Finish. Once the import is complete, a summary will be available for view. Here you can see the number of imported blocks and zones, and information on any errors if relevant. Closing the summary, you can see the model was imported. Note that DesignBuilder's default import options automatically import geometry and blocks according to the zones contained in each story of the building. This can help make navigation and data assignment in the model much easier later in the modelling process. As for all energy modelling tools, the success of the import largely depends on the quality of the model exported from the original tool. Also, for IDF and gbXML imports, you must know which geometry convention the original model used before it is imported into DesignBuilder, and then ensure that you select the relevant convention in DesignBuilder. Going back to the program help, it also includes lots of useful information on other forms of data exchange. A common example is when working iteratively between a BIM tool and DesignBuilder. This Merge Model Data from File page explains how to load all the important settings from the DesignBuilder model you previously worked on into an updated geometry file imported from BIM. This finishes our quick review of importing drawing files into DesignBuilder. If you want to learn more about the topics introduced in this tutorial, including top tips that will improve your modelling efficiency, then our Zoning and Importing Geometry and Floor Plans on-demand training session covers these and other related aspects of DesignBuilder. We hope you found this tutorial useful. Further information on the specific topics and wider application areas can be found in the comprehensive DesignBuilder program help, other tutorials and webinars, and our on-demand training.